today.
What? Talk about today.
Compare national and state level, you would have to run non-sales, wholesale.
Is like 9,000.
The only mistake I made, I didn't put her in the registration booth with the
Just this ever-evolving story.
Welcome back to Let's Grow Pulling. I'm here with Jason and Kinsey, and we're going to have a great show tonight. With us, we have been lucky enough to summon the ever-amazing Shane Kellogg, driver of the Super Stock Diesel 4x4 truck called Trump. So, Shane, how's it going?
It's going pretty good.
Are you making any money in that combine, Shane?
We're trying. We've been cutting soybeans all day, and it's starting to get a little tough right here, but we'll probably run here for a while longer, so I apologize for background noise.
No, it's all good. This is real life. We're all busy. What kind of bushels per acre, or can we not? Is that too big of a secret?
No. Right now, this field is saying 76, so it's good, just not great. Like water turned off here in August this year, and kind of knocked the top end off stuff. But I'm not going to complain. So
before we get into championships and stuff, what record are we looking at for this year's harvest for bushels an acre?
I don't know where we're going to end up. I think we're going to be probably slightly above average on corn and soybeans. We haven't dove into any corn yet, but it's like I said, water shut off in August, so I know it hurt. I just not really sure how much. And we've only been cutting soybeans here about 2 days, so we're only about 600-700 acres deep. So things can change, and anymore it seems like it can rain on one side of the road, not the other. So stuff can change fast. So
to Jason's point about making money, it looks like a green combine there. So take that how you will.
yeah, a couple green ones running out here in the field now. So,
but no. So, ladies and gentlemen, Shane Kellogg. Just let's get into it a little bit. Tell us about yourself, where you're at, and kind of what you do. Yep.
Well, I'm right here in kind of west central Ohio. I'm 45 minutes from Urbana, and I'm 45 minutes from Bowling Green. So, right dead smack in the middle of Enderley and National Tractor Pulling Championships. I farm with my dad, and I got a few full-time guys and some part-time guys here on the farm. We only do grain, no livestock, and farm right at 8,000 acres.
Wow. That's no shortage of land or things to do out there on said land. So you're right there in the heart of pulling country. And we talked a little bit before. You mentioned seems like you're heading west most of the time nowadays. But it seems that the sport's starting to grow some legs and spread itself out a little bit. So
yeah, it is. And that's a good thing. I like going to different venues and pulling. We've always talked with my buddies, and it's just really weird, and not really weird, but odd that it's almost like there's one thing that really never changes. Like if you go pull at a venue 10 years, 9 out of 10 years, the same line is going to be the best line on a track. It's so weird, like, because how they work tracks and what they do, but that, I don't know why, it just, that good line just very rarely changes.
Yep. Yeah, we've started noticing that over. Go ahead there, Shane.
It's all right. I was just going to say, so some new venues would liven things up a little bit, I think.
Yeah. That's his PSA for the night to all prospecting promoters, to bring out a class that's not usually seen in all too many places besides the Grand National circuit. Do we got Shane still? He's farming, so while he's out farming, Kenzie.
We got Randy. Randy's here now.
Randy's
Logan.
here now.
Hey, good
Those
evening,
of you-
everyone.
Yeah, we're talking to Shane Kellogg. He's our first guest tonight. He's in the combine right now.
Yeah.
And then in about 20 minutes or so, we're going to talk to Gary Winningham from Crossville, Tennessee. Then we're going to go to Phillip Bewley to talk about Elizabethtown, Kentucky. Then Mike and Amanda Weakland, along with Joey Radel, to talk about Weakland's pull out in Chest Spring, Pennsylvania. And then we're going to bring on Bert Forbes and a couple people from Boonville. So, Randy, until Shane comes back on, why don't you and Logan just kind of catch up? And you've been around Shane a long time, haven't you, Randy? I would assume with OSTPA.
Yes, he used to have the Gotta Have It truck, and it was always been a diesel super stock truck. And then he ran with Ohio State in the blown four-wheel drive class years ago. And I don't know exactly when that transition, when he traded it or sold that, and then he went to the Trump truck. But yeah, he's a good puller. He's been in Ohio a lot of years running with us, and then he goes national pulling a lot, and then he stops in and sees us a couple, 2 or 3 times a summer. So he's a lot of fun. He's a lot of fun.
I'm gonna stop you right there. I have a couple questions that I was gonna talk to Shane about. That mixed class of blown 4x4s and the super stock diesels that you guys always used to run. Tell us a little bit more about how that dynamic worked.
Well, it worked pretty good. There's Shane. He's back. So
There he is.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, guys.
All
That's
good.
okay. So that was been years ago when they mixed those classes together. When Shane had Gotta Have It, and he came and ran with the blown 4-wheel drives. Everybody was factored a little bit, and the first year they struggled, but they got them pretty close, and it made for a good competition, and it was a lot of fun. There's a lot of people enjoyed watching it, that's for sure. So, but that was quite a few years ago.
That would be an interesting class. I wish there was more of a presence of the supermod 4-wheelers. And then to mix them with the diesel trucks, you go back to the duel of the fuels class that you see in the big unlimited super stocks. And that's another fun class. So Shane, while we got you here, tell us a little bit about your season, where you started, and kind of walk us through how your year's gone.
Started out there in Hutch in early June, and typically for a 4-wheel drive diesel, that's which usually seems to work out for me. Takes a little bit more driver, a little bit less power, just a little bit better setup, and come out of Hutch with a first and a second place. The acoustic boys done really well out there too, so they were kind of nipping on my heels all season, and actually there for a while they were actually leading. I broke in Toma, and after I broke in Toma, they were actually leading points there till through Rockwell. I took over the lead in Rockwell. Seems like our season's either made or lost. Shows up, and how a track can change, and that's another place I just usually typically do okay. And I was second and an 8, and was 19. Then rolled into Sandwich for Thursday day hook, and won out there, and then come out of there with like a 27 or 28. So I just kind of
Well, we got your video from Hutchinson Friday with your win to kick off the season. Let's play that video, and we'll have you talk through it a little bit on the strong start to your season.
Yeah.
Yep.
flipped a rock back on its rear end, and seen I cut the wheel real hard right there, about 3/4 of the way through the run. The sled started pulling me towards the line, and I was running that chalk line anyway, and just about had an oh crap moment there for a second. That wouldn't be good starting out the season going out of bounds, but yeah, so that's the way the season started there.
Yeah, that's one thing that's always been a big thing to me with this class is you guys aren't in the throttle all the way until almost 200 foot. It's largely dependent upon track conditions, but
it's definitely a driver's class, that's for sure. And you're going to find tracks, like some years at Bowling Green and like Farley was this year. Farley was pretty mean. There's going to be tracks that guys can go out there and, come out of the hole and pin it at 100 foot and they'll drive past me. But it seems like if you take a consistent approach, you usually do pretty consistent. You're going to get beat at times, but might lose a couple, but you always stay at the top. It seems like so.
So, how long did it take you to develop that feel over your many years of driving?
Well, just what you guys were talking about when I lost you there, and I come back on. Those guys over there, them boys over there at OSTPA, when I was running with them blown trucks, they taught me how to drive, because if you didn't drive, they just beat you up. I mean, they wore you out, and just really tried to start mimicking what they were doing, and it worked. I mean, that's why Gotta Have It was so good. They're back in 09 and 10 and 11, 12, 13. I mean, we were running as many hooks as we could. We'd run. I mean, OSTPA circuit had 33, 34 hooks on it for our class. Run all them, run all the NTPA pools we could get to, and all the Lucas soil pools, the PPL pools we could get to, and then even fill in with some brush hooks. I mean, we were hooking 60, 70 times a summer. And
wow.
It don't take long doing that. You got many passes behind the wheel. You develop a driving style and a feel for a truck. So
yeah. So yeah, seat time there's no replacement for it. So
no, there's not.
I completely understand where you come from that. Before we hop into some more stuff, let's go back to where you started getting into it. Dustin wanted to know kind of any advice for some of the new guys, and then how'd you kind of get into the sport of diesel truck pulling?
I knew it was just something I always wanted to do. So I kind of had that in the back of my mind, and I pulled my stock pickup a couple times, and not even really much done to it. Decided I wanted to build a truck, start researching some options, whether I want to do a 2630 or super stock, and just kind of come to the decision that I knew where I wanted to end up. I wanted to end up a super stock, so there was no sense of building a 30 or a 26 and selling all my parts for 25 cents on the dollar a year or two later. So we just started right off in the super stock class. And now when I say that, when we built my truck in 07, my very first truck, Gotta Have It truck, Gotta Have It kind of had two phases. It had a stock chassis truck, which was based off of a 1997 Dodge, and it was the stock frame, and we just built a subframe underneath of it, pulled it. I pulled that truck in 07, 08, and then I had Barker Machines, Steve Barker, build me a two-frame chassis for 09, and that was kind of the second version of Gotta Have It. But, I feel like if I wouldn't have done it when I done it, I mean, I don't know really if I would want to do it or could afford to do it now, because, I feel like when I done it, things weren't so bad. And, I went from a stock chassis truck to a tube frame, and then a glass body, and then went to, I bought a set of used turbos off Eric Stacy, and then I bought my first set of twin chargers from Columbus Diesel Supply. And then I went to triple turbos on this Trump truck, and, a billet Sigma, just stuff like that. Like, I've kind of pieced away at it. But if you want to come onto the scene now and be competitive, man, it takes a big check now. So
yeah. So tell us a little bit about these vehicles that you drive week in and week out. What's under the hood and what is far from stock on these beautiful?
Yep. I drove just about everything. Right now, every day I drive a half-ton Ram with a little 3-liter Eco Diesel in it, and I have 2 Cummins trucks on the farm, a 5500 and a 2500 that kind of do the work. But we're large enough now that we mainly just do semis do all the work, and we got 7 semis on the farm, and they all got either a Cummins or a pack car in them. So,
Wow.
Yep.
So in the Trump truck, we talked earlier. What kind of horsepower and wheel speed are these trucks getting at as you guys are locking those wide open?
It just depends on what kind of setup I may have on it that night. But, the last time I had my truck on the dyno was, oh man, with a set of triple chargers was probably 2015, and it made 3,100 some horse, 3,200 horse. I do not have it set that high. I have some power taken out of it just to be easier on the motor and to make it easier to drive. I'm going to say it's, somewhere in the high 2000s, I would say. And wheel speed is usually 58 to 60 mile an hour, I would guess, depending, highly dependable on RPMs that night. So
got a question from Chris here. Were you around for the Dave Mitchell Eat era?
So actually, I was not. Dave was just kind of rolling out of things when I come onto the scene. That's and like I said, I've been doing it since 07. But I'm definitely not. I don't feel I'm a pioneer of the sport because guys like Eric Stacy and Van Hazley, Kent Crowder, good Lord, they were doing it 5 years before I was. And, Dave was one of those guys. Dave was definitely the forefront of it all. I think he might have been the very first guy to have cut tires on a truck.
Wow.
Yep.
So kind of a hairball idea here. What would it take to get you in an alcohol burning vehicle?
Alcohol truck?
Or tractor, or something that does not burn oil.
Hey, right. It's funny you say that. Probably, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years ago when, I always thought that light alcohol class was it was so fun to watch, but it was also a class that was like, man, everybody either ran really good or everybody ran like shit,
Yeah.
I seen them guys put on just superstar shows at Bowling Green, and then other times you watch them and scratch your head. But I actually, back in the day, I thought, man, if I ever do another class, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do one of them, because I love that wheel speed and all that boost, and so I don't think it would take much, but especially with those, like I always used to snicker at the guys I pulled with at Ohio State, because that was a dual the fuel class, and we always used to make fun of them and say, man, all that noise and no power. What the heck's wrong with you guys?
God.
And they didn't like that too well. So,
Well, that's awesome. Hey, you put together a heck of a season this year and popping off a season championship. You deserve it. Randy, I'll let you round out the rest of this. You guys have your time, and then we will let you get back to farming and making money.
Randy, tell us some fun Shane stories, or maybe what you respect about Shane, or just because you live in Ohio, you Ohio guys.
Yeah, I've been with Shane a few times out and about, and we've had a lot of good times together, and that's what we won't want to tell any more of the story than that. But he's a lot of fun when he shows up in Ohio. Everybody knows the Trump truck, and they're all excited, and And now we actually split those classes, so he doesn't pull with the blown four-wheelers anymore. But it's always fun when he shows up in Ohio, that's for sure. So
Shane was really helped our events in Richland Center back in the day, our churn and dirt events. I would get a hold of Patty, and Shane would come up, and the super stock diesel trucks. We had Badger State classes. We'd have the super stock diesel trucks. Randy and Logan and Kenzie probably even remembers going to those. But I remember hanging out with Matt Clemens and Shane Kellogg to the wee early in the morning, and a lot of fun, Shane. So I appreciate you coming, and you really helped our events grow, the super stock diesel trucks. You got some wins there, and it was always cool to have you here. So
Yeah, we always enjoyed going out there.
Awesome.
good deal.
Well,
you
hey,
get back
Shane,
to some combine and beans, and then we're going to keep moving on with our show. Sorry you came on an hour earlier. Our young co-host Logan Stevens learned about time zones tonight, and we're bringing him along. So
Yeah, yep. But no, at least it all works out.
Yep.
Thanks,
So,
Shane.
Shane,
Yeah, well,
thank you.
thanks for having me, and you guys have a good rest of your night.
Yep.
Yep.
See you, buddy.
See you,
Thanks,
Shane.
Yep.
Well, there you
Welcome,
go,
that's fine.
folks.
You can leave it up
Shane
like that.
Kellogg, driver of the super stock diesel Trump truck. Jason,
Yeah,
what do
he
we
told
got
me-
next?
So I listened to No Practice podcast last week, and he said that he named it, or Tyler Slaw brought it up, that he named it Trump long before Trump ever ran for president. So it's
Yep.
all good. It is all good on that. So, and he also learned out who's a Democrat now, because he gets shown he's number one often going down the road. He gets the middle finger there. So our next guest, Gary Winningham, don't bring him on yet, Kenzie. He's still in makeup. Having a pool in Crossville, Tennessee, this 3rd and 4th. I believe it's a fundraiser for his son who was killed, I believe, in an ATV accident. I'll let Gary get into that. It's a sad story, but it's a great benefit to remember his son. I met Gary down in Ardmore, Tennessee, at Daryl and Nancy Norman's.
Norman's.
Yeah, Norman's.
Yeah.
And in Caitlin, we saw them this past weekend down in Woodbury, Tennessee.
It was great.
So I'm going to have Kenzie bring up the promo video for Crossville, and then we're going to chat. Now, I want to be the first one to say, I don't think Tinker Toy is going to be there or Adam Bauer, but I've never been to Gary's pool before. So we put together a little bit of a hype video. So Gary, let's welcome Gary on the show. Gary, how are you, sir?
Hey, I'm doing good. Thanks for having me.
It's great having you. So welcome to Let's Grow Pulling. If anybody has any questions, they're coming to Crossville. They've been to Crossville. I talked to some pullers last week in Woodbury, Gary, that are heading your way this weekend. I'll be coming down Friday. I'm looking forward to it. So did I explain the history of the pool? Or do you want to start over? What did I miss?
Yeah, you did. So September of 20, I lost my son Scott in an ATV accident. He was big into the FFA here in Cumberland County in Tennessee, and so after he passed, we wanted to do something to give back to the other students there in the FFA, and Scott's senior year, he got actually about his junior year, he got a big growth spurt and he outgrew his FFA jacket. So we tried to get him to buy a new one, and he said, "No, it's a waste of money. I've only got one more year." So we tried to buy it for him. He said, "No, it's still a waste of money." He said, "I'll just borrow one." So he had another friend there that had a jacket that would fit him, and he got that jacket. He wore it, for the year. So he won multiple awards his senior year, and every picture I have of him is in his jacket says Dylan Wood instead of Scott Winningham on it. So after we got to talking about this, we decided to start a memorial fund. And one of the things that we wanted to do was take that money, and any kid that could not afford a jacket or they just wouldn't buy it, we would be willing to buy that jacket for them or any of their FFA official dress. And then it kind of went from, the clothes deal to we sent some kids to camp, that could not afford to go or their parents, just couldn't do it. So we paid for some kids to go to camps, and now we're trying to raise as much money as we can, to do all of the above, to buy clothes and in the camps, maybe rent them a nice bus, to take to the national convention, something like that. So,
Yeah.
So
No,
all the money we make off these pools or any of the fundraiser, I can't call them a raffle, I guess a waffle we have, we just give the money back to the schools.
Is that Dylan's coat right there?
That is Dylan's coat. And
You go.
Scott definitely did not take after me on the height or the size. He wound up being about 6'4" and 330 pounds, or 275, I guess, just by the time he passed. But I'm low to the ground. I'm kind of like a running back, just not big enough to be one. So
Built for speed. Maybe. That truck. What class do you pull in, Gary?
6200 Pro Stock.
Okay.
Some of us refer to it as the Pro 4 class. So, running down at Mid-South. Currently, we're running Middle Tennessee pullers, and that'll be our sanctioning body, for the Scott Winningham pull. We pull some KTPA from time to time. So,
and in Crossville, in relation, to how would I geographically explain it to fans maybe that are looking to head that way this weekend?
So we're nearly in the middle of the state. We're 75, 80 miles from Knoxville, about 80 miles from Chattanooga, and about 100 from Nashville.
Awesome.
So we're geographically right toward the middle of the state. They may put us a little on the eastern side of the middle.
Okay. And in Middle Tennessee,
I-40 runs right to the exit to get off to come to the pool.
Perfect. Is Middle Tennessee, is this a points hook for him, Gary?
Yeah, it'll be our last 2 points pulls for Middle Tennessee this year. And
okay.
We've got some good points battles going on right now too.
So on your flyer, and I have it behind us, but we want to make you bigger. But we got single engine modified tractors, light pro stock 2-wheel drives, light limited super stock tractors, pro stock 4-wheel drive trucks. That's the class that's behind you. That's truck that's behind you, right? Pro stock.
That is.
Okay. Super stock 4-wheel drive, super modified 2-wheel drive, pro modified 4-wheel drive, super stock 2-wheel drive, plus some local classes. So this time of year is kind of fun to be a promoter, because a lot of times you can maybe get some bigger names, maybe some national pullers to come to an event like yours because their points race is done. Do you have any big heavy hitters like that sneaking down that you know of?
We do. Tommy Corsa, I think he's going to try to come, which he won the NTPA points this year.
Yep, Grand National
and we're working on Steve Clem pretty hard. Steve's been here, pulled with us quite a bit in the past down here. He come last year, brought his super modified truck and his pro mod truck down last year. The Galen Young stable, you got Justin Time with Justin Grace. You got Renegade with Graham Young. They got I think one more time, the new truck they brought out this year.
Yeah, they have 3 of them, right?
They got the 3 trucks. They're all coming. We got our super modified 2-wheel drives. I think we got Rigsby out of the Mid-South. He's coming. I hope we can get the Fosters up here. They had to pull last weekend. Hope they're coming. Tim Beatty, which is Sawmill Express, and Lumberjack. He just recently had back surgery, so he's not going to be here this year. And he called me, and I thought he's going to tear up on me, telling me that he wasn't going to be able to make it, because he loves to come, these local pulls to see the people that he grew up pulling around.
Is it going to be at your fairgrounds, or is it a facility that you built for pulling, Gary? What's
it is at our fairgrounds. We have one of the nicest facilities that anybody go pull at. We got nice grandstands, and we got parking galore. We can get semis in and out very easily. Our arena, we brought in some new red clay last year. We hadn't changed the dirt in the pulling track in several years. So we have some new dirt brought in last year. We've got it all dressed up. We prepared about a month ago. We started working on the track to get the drainage out, so if we did get a good downpour, that it would not, ruin the pull. And so far, it's worked very well, and the forecast looks perfect for this weekend.
That was going to be my next question. How long have you been watching the weather, Gary?
I think they let me look up to 15 days out, so I started looking on day 16, and then they started talking about hurricanes, and I thought, here's going to be another blow. We got rained out. The last 2 springs we have been rained out, and with torrential rains, and was able to have it last October, and we had 75 and sunny both days. Same forecast for this weekend, like a 5% chance of rain. So looking good.
Good deal. Randy or Logan, think of a question here for Gary. Again, if you're just joining us, Gary Winningham, he puts on a memorial pull for his son. who passed away in an ATV accident. You said 2020, was that the year, Gary?
Yeah, September 2020.
Did Scott like to go pulling with you?
Back in the day, yeah, I started out pulling what we call the 5,500 pound super stock trucks, 4-wheel drives. And I pulled that for several years and decided, that I needed to quit. It was bankrupting me pretty hard. So we got out. Then I swore I'd never pull again. And then after Scott passed, I wound up building me a new garage. And so I told my wife, I said, well, I've got a garage now, but we got plenty of room to work in. I said, I'm going to start pulling again. So I got that look from her. Then she said, well, what are you going to use for a body? And I said, I'm going to put a body on that looks just like the truck that Scott drove to high school that I fixed for him. And she said, what are you going to name it? I said, I'm going to name it after him. We're going to call it Farmer Strong. So that was a nickname that kind of that he got when he's in the hospital before he did pass. So.
Okay. Well, I mean, this is tough talking about it, but we want to promote and get the word out, stuff like that. So, Randy, if I go early, I want to have every diesel super stock tractor in the country at Richland Center at my fairgrounds, and I want Def Leppard to play the national anthem. Okay, Randy?
Got it.
Well, I just I want to put that out there on record. Yeah. So it's all good.
So, Gary, this pull, after your son passed here, is that when you started putting it on, or what's kind of the history behind the pull?
Yeah. Well, we started it in 24. We started, or actually 23. We started talking about it in fall of 23. Good friend of mine, Andrew Powell, he pulls the midnight oil truck. They'll be pulling in my class as well. Andrew called me up and said, let's do a fundraiser and let's do a benefit pull. And kind of thought it over, and I said, yeah, let's try that, see what we come up with. And we put some feelers out there, started calling some of the guys that we know, and everybody was on board. And so we scheduled it up, went through all the motions, and of course we get rained out, so everybody's kind of disheartened. But when fall came back around, everybody was still in the mood. We had I think 94 hooks last year at the pull, so we had a good turnout. And I expect the same or maybe even bigger this year. So. Wow.
That's exciting. 94 hooks. And how many classes?
We had 11.
That's exciting. That's a great turnout. And you're doing it for a great cause, helping those kids. That's for sure. So this is your second year, Gary, or your third year?
This will be the second year of having the pull. So, we'd like to make this thing big. We'd like to be bigger than Chapel Hill. I want to be the Tennessee pull that everybody wants to come to.
Those are big shoes, Gary. Those are big shoes.
Yeah.
Well, I'll stuff into my shoes with cardboard if I need to, but I'll put them on. So
I will tell you flat out, I do enjoy Tennessee way more in September, October than I do in July. But Chapel Hill is one of my favorite pulls to go to in the whole world. But man, holy hot! Fat guys sweat easy, Gary. So.
Yeah, I think when we were down there in Ardmore, I think it was about the temperature of the surface of the sun that day. So
yeah, this summer was I think warmer than normal, or I don't know if I'm just getting older, or maybe I'm getting weaker. But man, it was warm this summer, Gary. So
yeah, this 75-degree forecast. I mean, that's going to be perfect. We're 75 during the day, down in the mid 50s of the evening. So the tractors ought to run good, being a little cooler like that. And
yep.
And the fans should have a good time out there.
What does it cost to get in, Gary?
It's $10 admission. Kids 11 and under are free.
Okay, nice. Who are some of maybe some local companies or sponsors that are helping putting it on?
The company I work for is one of them. We got Holston Gases. We're a welding supplier, a gas distributor, one of the largest independents in the country. Jason Lewis, Chrysler Plymouth Dodge. He stepped up to be our title sponsor this year. Got another good friend out of Byrdstown, Tennessee, Denton Lowe. He owns a company called 4L HDD. They do horizontal drilling for fiber optic lines, things like that. He was a major sponsor for us. All the tractor dealerships in town have stepped up big. They've all promised us any kind of equipment that we need. They'll start delivering me equipment on Wednesday, to start the track prep. So
nice. Got a few minutes left here, Gary. What's the most stressful thing about putting on a truck and tractor pull? Because not everybody's done this. Randy's done it. Logan, I don't know if you've been involved promoting. Kenzie hangs out with us all the time, but it's not easy. What causes you anxiety not to be able to sleep at night, Gary?
If I started out with some college rule paper with the most lines on it, and I split it up into about 4 columns and filled every line of it up, we could start there. Just the logistics of it, trying to get the date scheduled. Then you start, asking for the sponsorships, making sure, you get the date at the fairground, making sure you can get a sled. That's the big thing down here. There's so many pools anymore that it's hard to get a sled. We're going to be using Southern Express. Bo Simpson out of Tompkinsville, Kentucky will be providing the sled. He's always a great operator, got good equipment. But the weather is probably the worst thing that we have to deal with. So.
Yep. And it's the one thing you can't control.
No control over that. Now, our state representative, Cameron Sexton, he's actually Speaker of the House now. I think he felt our problems here, and they have put together a $5 million package they're going to give to our fairgrounds for us to cover our arena with. So hopefully next year, I hope they get the construction done before we schedule the pool for next year. But if not, the year after, we should be under roof, and if it rains, let it rain. We'll be covered.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
That'd be amazing.
Like all the football stadiums are getting lids now. Now all the pulling tracks are too. So
yeah, we're not being closed on the sides, but if we got a roof over us, we're dry enough, we can go.
One question I always like to ask a puller, if obviously you're a pro 4x4 puller, what other classes do you come from the trailer to watch on the track? Or if you could jump in somebody else's vehicle, what would you want to drive?
The Pro Mod 4-wheel drives.
There you go.
Any
particular one?
I'd like to drive the Holman brothers one time.
Yep. Randy sees them a lot in the summer. So
yeah.
Yep.
And I know Justin Grace is going to kick me for this, because he's me and Justin, we usually talk on a weekly basis. So he'll be saying, why don't you want to drive my truck? But, the 4Play, it's got the history out there. I'd love to make one pass in that truck.
that'd be pretty neat. I'm just going to ask it. Do you cry at this event?
During the drivers meeting.
Okay.
And, I'll start out pretty strong, think that I can hold it together, and I'll get about one sentence in and I lose it. So I usually turn it over to someone else to take over for me. So.
No, I get it. I can't imagine. I tractor pull because of my dad. I mean, it's kept us, when my parents got divorced, it kept us best friends. I mean, still to this day.
Yeah.
And I drove his tractor back in the day, and now he drives mine. And, we don't talk as much as we used to, but every question is, how's the tractor? What did we break at Sandwich? And I'm like, hey, how are your beans today? Let's put 4 turbos on it next year and stuff like that. So, but beans aren't that good, Gary. So there won't be 4 turbos on it. Well, the beans are actually pretty good. It's the prices that suck. So, but that's okay.
True.
That is okay. Again, is there any special foods, Gary, any special food vendors? Like if I'm coming for the first time, which I am, what should I be most excited about?
We're going to have barbecue. I've got one of the best barbecue makers in Tennessee. He actually won best ribs in Memphis one time. John Teeples has Big John's Barbecue. He's going to be doing our barbecue for us. And we'll be serving that out of the concession stand, and all the money, 100% of that goes straight back to the FFA on that one.
Nice.
There will be some private individuals with some food trucks. We got a Philly cheesesteak sandwich. We got the hot dog trailer. We got, homemade ice cream and things like that there. We got a lemonade stand going to be set up. But become hungry for some Tennessee barbecue.
Nice. And before we let you go, you mentioned a couple of your sponsors and partners in it. Who are some friends and family, Gary, that really are by your side making this thing happen?
Well, my wife, for one, she's she's with me at every one of the fundraisers, and she'll be in the booth up there, helping register everyone. Andrew Powell, he's been a big help on this. Randy Miller, he's one of my pulling partners. Me and Randy will travel together quite a bit, to the pulls. There's so many out there that I got.
For hometown pulls, Gary, how many pullers like this is their hometown pull?
There's gonna be several of us. Myself, Randy Miller, and Andrew Powell we got the Pro Stock trucks here in Crossville. So there's 3 of us here. We got some of the hot rod tractor guys. Mason Steinman will be driving the Whistling Dixie hot rod tractor. Well, I got a ton of guys coming to pull their stock and what we call the hot stocks. They could probably drive them on the road, but they just don't want to waste the fuel. They're little souped up stock trucks. There are probably 20 of them guys will be here. So,
Oh wow! Good.
and everybody loves to watch the stock trucks. They'll stay till 2:00 in the morning to watch the stock trucks go. And sometimes they might walk away from us. If we were out there. So
Fair enough. Randy, Logan, we got to let Gary go. Do you guys have any final words or thoughts or questions for him?
I don't got much. I hope that you guys have a great event out there. It's for an awesome cause, both for remembering your son and for all the FFA kids out there. FFA is a great organization, and it's truly special what you guys are doing down there. So I wish you guys the best of luck, and may you guys have great weather.
hey, I appreciate that. I appreciate that for sure.
Absolutely, yeah. Logan said it all right there. Best of luck, and you're doing it for a great cause. And hey, good luck, and we'll let you go. Good
Well, see if
talking
you can
with
tag
Gary.
along with Jason and you guys come on down here.
Yeah,
Might have to.
I'd love to come down there, but we're gonna start some farming, so we probably better stay home and get some work done here. So
Put the mini rods in, and we might have to make a trip down there.
yeah,
Now, the Middle Tennessee does have a group of mini rods.
They do
They're not
have-
the blown mini rods, but we do have
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah, I met some of the Middle Tennessee pullers at Murfreesboro. I think they had a stand set up right across from our full pull pick stand. So I think it was Murfreesboro. It's all kind of starting to blend together, Gary, this whole year. So it's all good.
Yeah, time you guys make your rounds, I say it does all just run into one big blur. So,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Well, Gary, thanks for coming on. I'll see you Friday, buddy.
hey, I see you then. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Yep. Thanks, Gary.
Uh-huh.
Thank you.
Gary Winningham, everybody puts on a benefit pull for his son, who passed away in an ATV accident. We kind of had the FFA theme going on a couple of weeks in a row now. We did Woodbury, Tennessee last week. Right now, we got Phillip and Peyton. I have not met Peyton yet, but it's Phillip's daughter. So the David Bewley is that gentleman right there in that light limited super stock, and that would be Phillip's dad. So that would be Peyton's grandpa, and they have 12 or 13 classes this Saturday. Okay, I thought it was 13. Chase yelled at me today in our meeting. I think it's a bunch, but they got TNT on one track, Battle of the Bluegrass on the other, and they have a whole bunch of they give away a bunch of bikes. I talked to Ricky Heath tonight. He announced them. I believe Dan Mayer is going to be announcing with them, and I believe Wishmeyer from Battle of the Bluegrass is going to be announcing with them as well. It's this Saturday at 5 p.m. and I call it E-Town, but it's actually Elizabethtown. And when you live in Kentucky, you don't say towns, you say your county. It's Hardin County Fairgrounds. So, Kenzie, would you play there? Well, first of all, I got Papa Wayne to make a promo video today. So we got to show Papa Wayne Sullivan. I did not give him
Hello, tractor pull fans. If you want to see a good modified class of tractors this weekend, you ought to come down to E-Town. We're going to have a class there. It's going to be the benefit pull at E-Town. It's a great pull, and anybody wants to see a good bunch of modifieds and two-wheel drives and some light supers, it's going to be a great tractor pull. So come on down this weekend and join us.
Well, welcome, Phillip and Peyton. How are you guys tonight?
Doing pretty good.
Good.
Peyton, I'm sorry. I didn't tell Kenzie you were coming on, so we didn't put your name on the screen. So will you forgive me, or should we? Do you want her to whip up?
Yeah, I'll let it slide.
Okay. Well, welcome everybody to Let's Grow Pulling this Saturday night at Elizabethtown, Kentucky. Like I said, the Hardin County Fairgrounds. I've spent a lot of time in Kentucky working with full pull the last couple of years, and you never hear a town name. It's always what county you're from. I love that down there. So it's a lot. That's what?
Or they shorten it like E-Town.
Like E-Town, yeah. Keep it simple like this. Phillip, the fact that you're doing this for your dad, I talked about it with Gary Winningham a little bit before. It's awesome what you and your dad have, and your kids, and why you're doing this. Pretty cool. I mean, you got the NTPA Grand National Champion coming. Papa Wayne's coming. in the light mod class. They're going to shake it up. I mean, TNT and Battle of Bluegrass is going to put on a great show, but add in the modifieds. Foster had 2 of them. He had Bunnage and just Chase the other night, and the crowd went nuts. Phillip, you should have seen all the cell phones that were out taking videos of those multi-engine modified tractors. So pretty neat that you added that, and to have the Richardsons in your back door. And, I don't know how far Sullivan's. They're not more than an hour away. Warsaw, right?
Not very far. Yeah.
Not very far at all. So,
No.
Peyton, your dad said that you help a lot with this. So can you tell me kind of what you got going on with the David Bewley Memorial Poll? Because you're definitely a lot prettier than your dad, and you're going to be good for ratings. So.
Honestly, I'm more so just the social media aspect of it. So
that's kind of important nowadays. I'm just going to put that out there. So.
My sister Paige, we call her the manager of the poll. So she does a lot with it. So okay. I'll give her the credits to that.
Well, we should have brought her on the show then.
I know we should have.
So, I got to stop into one of your dad's shops a couple weeks ago. We made a commercial out there by the road. That was fun. So
yeah,
I'll go to one of the shops there in E-Town. And I want everybody to know the weather looks phenomenal for this weekend in Elizabethtown. So I'm going down to Crossville Friday to get the stream started, and I'm going to haul the mail back up to Elizabethtown. I think it's 3.5 hours down to Crossville, but I'll be back on Saturday. Phil, when did you start this poll? Oh, look, Peyton, your name's on there now. Way to go, Kenzie. Did she spell it right, Peyton?
She did. Yes.
Yeah, she did. Yes. Yeah, she's good. Yeah. Now this will be our 3rd year. So, we did the first one because we couldn't have a funeral for my dad because he died during COVID and everything. So, I told you that people asked if we was going to have a celebrative life for him. And then somebody said, how about having a tractor pull? Because he would love that more than he would because he loved the tractor pullers and he loved tractor pull. And so then we lost Vance, and we wanted to do something in memory of my dad and then do something in memory of Vance. So this is how it all came about.
So Peyton, talk about Vance a little bit. I know I don't want to get all sad, but we have to talk about all this stuff if you don't mind.
Yeah. Talk about him. Is that what you said?
Yeah, please. And then what we do with the bikes and stuff. So
yeah. So the bikes we give away, there's a little sticker on them that say in memory of Vance Clark. So we give those away in his memory, and then all proceeds, everything, we don't keep none of it. All of it goes to Clarity Solutions in Elizabethtown in memory of him as well. So Clarity.
And Vance was your son, right? And he died at birth. Is that right? I hate doing this, but we got to tell the story. So
yeah, he was stillborn August 4th, 2022. So
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No, it sucks. I hate this because I hate being all emotional. I want to just talk about tractor pulling and trucks and having fun, but we have to tell the story behind the memorial as well.
Right.
So, and I appreciate you coming on tonight to do that. So
yeah,
sure.
The bikes, the kids have to love the bikes. Phillip,
Oh, they go crazy.
Yeah, I bet.
I hear stories all year long about somebody got a bike and they keeping it clean and won't let anybody else ride it and everything, But yeah, we definitely got to keep that going.
Awesome. Again, if you're just joining us on Let's Grow Pulling, we got Phillip and Peyton. Peyton, is your last name Clark, right?
Yes.
That's Phillip Bewley, obviously, and his dad, David Bewley Memorial, on the poster here behind us. This Saturday, Elizabethtown, Kentucky, Hardin County Fairgrounds, TNT and Battle of the Bluegrass. Phillip, how long is this poll going to go? How much Monster Energy drink do I need to bring with me? I looked at all these classes. It looks like it's going to be a lot.
How much energy drinks do you need to drink?
Yeah, I'll be wound for sound, I'm sure. But nervous and wanting everything to be perfect, But it's going to start at 5, but who knows? 12 classes, so it'll go on. Well, we'll try to make it roll. That's the main thing we're going to stress at the drivers' meeting. Be ready. We got to go.
Get ready now, pullers. So it's all good. It is all good. After we met with you and Randy, Logan, jump in anytime with any questions or thoughts. I know you haven't met Phillip like I have, but Chase took me out to the fairgrounds after we swung by your shop, Phillip. That is a beautiful facility. A lot of room, nice grandstands, looked like a nice announcer stand. Talked to Ricky about sound tonight and stuff like that. So really, really looking forward to it, because I spent a lot of time in Elizabethtown now, so I'm pretty excited for that. So
yeah, they've come a long ways. It's a really nice facility. Really nice.
Bradley's checking in. What did he say? Sorry, Kenzie. Bradley Sturgeon, good deal. Phil and family are one of the best out there for sure. Bradley Sturgeon checking in. So. I like that. I'm sure Bradley will be there shooting some social this weekend. That's awesome. Promote it all week long, Bradley, on your channels. That's huge for the event like this. Obviously, I've been following you guys on social a lot. Man, a ton of sponsors, Phillip and Peyton, coming in. It's like you're posting like almost every hour. The community really seems to rally around this.
Yeah. Yeah, we've been very fortunate. I mean, we have a lot of sponsors, a lot of people behind it, a lot of people know why we do it, and it's very hard. I mean, it'll get you, but yeah, we just want to put on a good show.
Yep. Peyton, tell me some memories of your grandpa pulling tractors, because I'm a pulling tractor kid as well. Give me some fond memories, not bad memories. Give me some fond memories of watching your grandpa and your dad pull over the years.
Yeah. Thing about Granddad is he's always a good sportsmanship. He didn't.
Well, that's not something that happens a lot in pulling. I just want to point that out. So
yeah,
a lot of sore losers.
Yeah. Yeah.
He didn't care if he won or not. He did not care at all. He just was there to have a good time and hang out with friends and meet new friends, because he knew pretty much everybody wherever he went. So, yeah, wherever we went, it was always a good time. He did not need a GPS wherever we were going. He knew his own way there. Didn't matter where it was. Yeah. So, and if we did use a GPS, he said, that's wrong. We got to go another way around.
And he was right.
Yeah.
Yeah. One night, a friend of mine went with us. We was going this pull, and my dad, Pops, he said, Pops, he said, that ain't what this phone says. And Dad said, I've been that track for more times than that phone has. I said, turn here. Took it straight there. So,
yeah.
And he was right.
I love it. Peyton, have you ever driven any of the pulling vehicles?
Yes.
And which one?
Granddad's tractor, the mowing.
Okay. How'd you do?
We were getting there for a minute.
All right. Well, that's a good. I heard. You need to tell me more, Peyton. That's not enough.
Well,
maybe not.
Yeah, I always wanted it loaded down on the front. Let's just say that.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. It was fun, and then I can't do a lot of horsepower. So.
That's okay. Well,
yeah.
You do a good job with Facebook and social media, so that's all that matters.
Thank you.
Phillip, put your pulling hat on a little bit now. Light limited super stock, that's what runs in your family, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Now, do you have a tractor now, or do you have Dad's tractor? I don't know. I honestly don't know enough.
I have a John Deere, but it's getting totally redone. It'll be coming out next year. It was a John Deere.
Have you pulled this summer at all?
No, not this summer. We got it all apart. It's called Ain't Misbehaving John Deere.
Oh, heck yeah, I know that tractor.
Yeah, it was me. And but now that since the rules has changed a little bit, I'm decided to go a different route, but it's still be in the light limit super stock class. And it'll still be a John Deere. But
do you have any breaking news, Phillip? Like you're not getting a pro stock or anything like that? So
no.
No.
I'll just watch them guys. But, no.
No, that's fair. I like it. I like it a lot. So, and then did you say what are you doing with Dad's tractor this weekend? Is it going to pull?
We're just going to put it on display.
Okay.
We've got it set up, and we're going to have it on display. If the kids want to climb on it and get their picture taken, because that's the way Dad was. He would have it make his day whenever a kid want to get his picture taken on his tractor. He would help them get on there. He didn't care. But no, I never met a man that I've said it before, and I told y'all that, and when Neil Allen told me when he said that to me, it hit hard. That he said if Dad went 3 feet or 300 feet, he was still the same person. He still had a good time. And I got Sportsman of the Year award one year with the Battle of Bluegrass, and Dad's on the way home. He said, you need to be more proud of that than you would ever be proud if you won the points. So that's the way I'm going to live it.
I think that right there is a true testament to the kind and wholeheartedness of the South. I mean, you go down to the South and you're met with nothing other than what can be described as Southern hospitality down there. And you go to a pull and it's like nothing else down there. So that's props to you guys down there. That's one region of the United States that I would want to get down more, because you guys know how to put on a show, and that's the way it should be.
We try. So we're hoping I feel like it's going to be really big because I've been getting a lot of messages from everywhere saying they're coming, and I think we had 108 hooks last year.
Wow.
So
Yeah, we had our full pull live meeting this afternoon, Phil and Peyton, and we think it's the largest outdoor pull in the state of Kentucky. I don't know. I mean, we had Dan Mayer on there, and he's kind of our resident rain man when it comes to pulling. I don't know, Randy. Do you know much about Kentucky pulling, Randy, or are you just an Ohio guy?
No, we haven't been down there too much. We used to, with the 4-wheel drives, we'd go down there a little bit mid-south pulling with Kenny and Carl and Dawn, but not much. So,
Okay.
But-
Battle of the Bluegrass and TNT. Why'd you choose those associations, Phillip?
Well, I like both of them. I like the Battle of Bluegrass. I like TNT, and I'm not about a showboat. I'm not about somebody being better than the other. I just wanted to bring them together, and that way we'd have the best. To me, the best of the best, and just bring them together and pull for what we're supposed to be doing. Pull them for fun. If it got to be a rivalry, I wouldn't want no part of it.
Yeah, no, that's good. I mean, it's going to be a heck of a good show. You get super modified 2-wheelers, 4-wheelers, 3-Os, hot farms, light mods, 12.5 farm stocks, and light limited supers, light limited pros, 2.6 diesels, 3.6 diesels, and a 95 hot farm tractors. That's going to, I mean, it doesn't matter what you like, Phillip. It's going to be there this week.
That's what I yeah.
It's like a buffet. It's like a buffet of freaking tractor pulling.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
For lack of
It
better
is.
terms there. Are there any major sponsors that you want to thank tonight, Phillip? Or
Well,
I don't want you to forget anybody to be mad at me because I've only met you once.
You'd have to go to our Facebook page, and we keep posting sponsor. But the big thing is it's the Phillips Brother Construction, Larry Phillips and his crew, and Brandon. They have pretty much kind of partnered up with us and just helped us with the track, and just they do a lot. They like my dad and everything. So I mean, we couldn't do it without them. It would be hard.
Yep.
But they really roll the equipment in there on Friday, and they get to working, and it'll be a good track. It'll be a good show.
Yeah, Larry won Saturday night down in
I've seen that.
in Woodbury. He parked it. He was almost in the gravel. I interviewed him.
I know. Yeah. I sent him a text that night. I said, "Awesome. Now do it again." And he said, "I'm gonna try."
He had to wait.
Yeah.
Peyton, let's take off our pulling hats a little bit. What does this event mean to the community? And you're seeing how people are getting excited. You're doing all the posting on social media. What kind of moves you with all of this?
I guess bringing light to so my son Vance, who passed, you don't hear those stories until something like that happens to you.
Yep.
I feel like more people are more quiet about that. So once this event brings light to that, you see there's other people that are in your same shoes and they want to help just as much as the next person. So everything is donated to Clarity in memory of him, and Clarity is local to Elizabethtown, and they help. It used to be just for women, but now they have some dads involved and families involved that help families choose life when they're pregnant and help them after the baby's born, because that's a huge role as well. So I think showing people what Clarity is all about at the event as well shows them what they're supporting. So
do any people from Clarity come out, Peyton, and be there this weekend?
Yes. So there is a speaker that will come out and kind of tell everyone what their organization is about. And then they have a tent that they set up. And if anybody wants to come by and talk to them more, or if they want to use their resources, they have a tent set up that they can talk to.
Awesome. Thank you for talking about that. I know it's not easy. I hate doing it because, like I said, I just want to be fun guy, but I also have to be real as well.
Yeah.
Phillip, how many people? So you mentioned Phillips. I talked about Richardson's earlier. Up in Litchfield, that's where the farm is. How many other pullers? This is the Hardin County Fairgrounds. Is their hometown pull, if you will, or home county pull?
Oh my gosh, yeah. Well, I mean, when we have a lot around us, I mean, Nick Pickerel and Chad Pike, John Bell. We do have, I'm drawing a blank now. Jerry Sykes be there. And then Jason Allen, he's been working on a tractor for a long, long time, and it's going to be there. And that's really cool. But yeah, there'll be a lot there.
Nice.
A lot.
Well, we're going to let you guys go. Can you think of anything that you missed or you want to say, Peyton or Phillip, before we let you go tonight?
I think we're good. Unless you can
I
think
think
of
we're
anything.
good. Just hope everybody comes and has a good time.
Well, the weather looks good for this weekend. I think I saw 80, so and no chance of rain. So that's you nailed the weather, Phillip. Have you had a good history of it being pretty dry, or have you had to battle rain?
No, every
First year was cold.
First year was a little cold.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh my
What's
God.
a little cold mean to somebody who lives in Kentucky?
In the 50s.
Yeah, that's
50s.
chilly. Yeah, that's chilly.
50s,
40s,
40s at
50s.
night.
Yeah, 40s and 50s. Yeah, it was cold packing up that first night trying to get everything out of there. And but yeah, but no, I think it's going to be a really good show. We've had a lot of positive people talking, so
I think so too. It's gonna be a lot of fun. What time do you want all the pullers there by on Saturday?
they can come in Friday night. No,
that's fine.
no, we're going to start cooking. We'll probably start cooking around 12 or 1. But we said everybody's going to eat at 3. The pullers eat at 3 o'clock, but they'll be able to eat sooner than that because I have a feeling we're going to be getting everybody lined up pretty quick.
Good deal.
So that's the main thing. We got to get these guys lined up to keep this show moving.
Yep.
But
Awesome.
we appreciate all of them.
No, it's what it takes to put on an army. It's been great to meet you, Phillip. Peyton, nice to meet you. Keep up the good job with social media, and I'll see you guys Saturday morning.
All righty.
All right.
See you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck, you guys. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Thanks.
We're going all over the country today. We started out in Tennessee. Well, Shane Kellogg's from Ohio and went to Tennessee. Obviously, still in Kentucky. Now we're going to Weaklands. So I've heard about this Weaklands event. Yeah. Kenzie does it. Kenzie's the hardest working employee that we have. Okay. And she says, I am going to Weaklands to watch it. I don't want to work. And then when we reached out about doing the live stream, she says, no, I'm going out to enjoy it. But don't worry, fans. We're going to have PK out there and Kaya is coming out there. We're going to have a great live stream for you. But we have Joey Radel from Pull Off Productions back there in makeup, as well as Mike and Amanda Weakland. So, all right, Logan and Randy, what do you guys know about the Weaklands poll? Have you guys seen much of it on social? What questions you guys, before we bring them on?
I'm not going to lie to you. I've been busy at this farm thing. So
this farm thing. You have a farm, Randy?
Yeah. And then we had that, we had a busy weekend finishing up Ohio. So I've been pretty, we had that end of the year finale and then the last event Friday and Saturday. And then we had a couple, we were pretty busy on Sunday at the farm. So I'm pretty out of it on anything. I haven't been on social media at all. So I'm not very good at that this week. So, but
Logan, has your algorithm? Have you seen anything from Pull Off Productions or Weaklands Pull at all?
I always catch Pull Off Productions has some of the best media team members because you always see Joey right here front and center of some of the greatest edits in the country. But one thing that stood out to me is I saw Weakland's name come up multiple times when RJ Simon put out a question of where you'd like to see a high dollar pull. And I saw that come up multiple times. And so that really kind of stood out to me that this is a high caliber event. So I've seen some stuff over the past couple of days leading up to this, but I'm excited to figure some more out about it.
All right, cool. Well, we're going to play the promo video we made because, again, we don't have a bunch of stuff from this event, but we will next year because Kenzie's going to be there. But we'll play the video and then we'll bring on Mike and Amanda and Joey. Well, welcome, guys. I don't want to talk a lot because Joey's a good talker and Mike and Amanda are good talkers. But man, the whole polling world is talking about Weaklands. I mean, I'm gonna be in Crossville Friday, and I'm going to Elizabethtown Saturday. But man, Joey, every time I open Facebook, I see something about Weaklands, and he added this class, and Colin Ross is coming. Dude, do you know how big of a deal that is, Joey?
It's a huge deal.
that guy moves the needle. Like, and that's what we say at Full Pull Live. There's just certain pullers, you post a picture or a video, and freaking Colin Ross coming, man, way to go. I don't know if he likes you or if he likes Mike and Amanda, but I don't care who he likes. Triple bypass. I watched that guy. I'll quit talking about myself in 1 second. But the best finish we got all year was Rockwell, Iowa, with my diesel super stock. And Dad was second to last puller, and he took the lead. And then Dan Mayer goes, well, the good news is, Jason, you have the lead. The bad news is Colin Ross is next. And Colin Ross went about 30 feet past us and let out of it. And I said to Colin, if one night you were going to white smoke at the starting line, I wish it would have been tonight. So fans, welcome to Let's Grow Pulling. We've had a great show tonight. Excited to listen to Joey. Joey is a young promoter. We hear all the time that pullers are getting old and promoters are getting old. That's proof right there that it's alive and well. And Mike and Amanda are not old. I think Amanda's just out of high school and Mike robbed the cradle. So we'll get into that later. No, I'm just being funny, but pulling is alive and well. And Joey, first of all, let's talk about Pull Off Productions, and then Mike and Amanda will talk about Weaklands and how this came together. So take over, Joey.
Yeah, so Pull Off Productions, this is our second year here on the East Coast. I was born and raised in the pulling my whole life, helped out with the local organization, then wanted to branch out, go out my own, and became friends with Richard over the past couple of years, dealing with the sleds and stuff, and merged up with him. I own Pull Off Productions. I'm a member state of USA East, covering the eastern side, Eastern PA, New Jersey, Maryland, stuff like that, trying to grow. I think we're doing a great job. I got a lot of support from the pullers and helpers that I got. So, and I got to know Mike and Amanda over the past couple years and became really good friends with them, and they all kind of went from there. So
that's awesome. How many events do you have a year, Joey, or how many did you have this year?
So this year we actually had 35 scheduled and did about 30 because of the other 5 got rained out.
Yeah. Did you have a wet early, like June and July, like we did in the Midwest?
Yeah, we did. It was funny because there was other pulls that would get rained out, but where I was that night, we were the only ones pulling then. So through the beginning of the year, we were pretty successful. Once we got to like July, August, then that's when we started seeing more rainouts.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, Mike, Amanda, this Weaklands pull, this is going to be a big deal. I mean, the whole pulling world's talking about this. First of all, how did you guys get started in pulling? Let's start with the Weaklands and how this all started.
We started, believe it or not, from garden tractors. Our daughter started pulling. Our oldest daughter started pulling when she was 5, and she told Pap she wanted her own track. And you know what happened from there? Well, the grandkids get anything they want at that point in life. So we put a track in, and we started pulling garden tractors. And year of COVID, when nobody was doing anything, Smoke and Speed was on the map, and we went up to Burlington one time because that was the only place anybody was pulling. And Sarah come up to me and Mandy and asked, we heard you have a track, and it just went from there and just progressed on the way.
Nice. I like it a lot. Yeah. I like that the grandkids will get anything. That's well said. Oh, when I look up Chest Springs, Pennsylvania on the map, I'm not picking on you, but I live in very rural Wisconsin. There's 5,000 people in my town, 15,000 people in my county. The closest hotel is a couple miles away, right?
Yeah. Probably 18 miles, the closest hotel.
The biggest hotels. Yeah.
Be like 25, 30 minutes.
Yeah. We did a lot of, we pushed the RV share because we used it when we went to Benson last year, and as the first time we used it, and we've been pushing that pretty hard. And I think we're going to have, we had campers showing up on Saturday already, this past Saturday, setting up this camp.
Yeah, I saw that post that you guys had out there. So both of you have pulling vehicles, right? Can you guys talk about them?
All right.
So I have a 2.6. Mine's a 1978 Ford F350 with a Cummins under the hood, though. And
it's okay. It's okay to say that.
I am a breast cancer survivor, and after my breast cancer journey, Mike asked what I wanted to do to celebrate. Did I want to go on vacation or something? And my answer was no. I wanted a pulling truck, so that's what we did. And Mike has a Light Pro that unfortunately is not currently running, but he can tell you a little bit about that.
We started that. This would be our 4th season running. First season out was, pretty good experience. Then after that, I figured it was time to try and run a series. So we ran the series for Richard, and, got that invite to Louisville, which I will say hands down, thanks to those guys down there, was an experience you'll never forget. Like to do it again someday. This year we decided we weren't going to do hardly any points running. We were just going to go out and have fun. And it started off to be a really good fun time, just running here, running there, bouncing around, go to Kentucky, go to the Carolinas. And then when I broke on the 4th of July, I went down to 1 point vehicle, which we still ran a lot, but we do have a really good time at it.
So you should have said super stock diesel truck, Amanda, when you we had
Maybe
Shane
someday.
Yeah, Shane Kellogg was our first guest tonight, so that was a lot of fun. So which part of Pennsylvania, for those, there's maybe some fans that are going to head your way. How do they find you? Where are you guys at in PA?
You might as well just say Central PA. That's what they call on the news is Central PA. We're right in the middle. We're an hour north of Altoona. We're right around Evansburg area. We're getting a lot of, I've been answering phone calls. Mandy has been all day from people that know us, people that don't know us. What's the best way in? We're coming in Thursday. We're coming in Wednesday.
I'll post some directions for pullers on there, especially because your GPS is going to bring you a way that you shouldn't have your hauler on. So we'll definitely
Diesels and Dark Corners the first year, and Diesels Dark Corners, I heard the banjos. I took the wrong turn, and I'm not being funny. Like I went down a gravel road, and I wasn't supposed to be on it.
Well, we picked our hauler up in Key West this past October, and we drove up the coast and stopped there, and we had our new big hauler, and we're like, we think we're out in the middle of nowhere. These boys are out in the middle of nowhere too.
Yep. No, that's fun. Joey, when you look at promoters, and I'm not going to ask you to play the favorite card or anything like that, because obviously, but how much easier is your life when you have promoters like Mike and Amanda that get it, that are pullers themselves?
It honestly makes my life, I wouldn't say it's a lot easier, but it does make it a lot easier because they understand. But luckily, a lot of my promoters I deal with have been doing it for years, and they understand what they need to do and what we need to get and deal with. So, I mean, truthfully, Mike and Amanda are some of the best promoters around. I have a lot of fairs. Kempton Fair is another one with Kevin Utt. He's another puller with the Light Pros. Pullers do make a big difference when it comes to promoting because they have those same ideas that we want to tell other promoters, hey, this is what we're looking to do. This is what we'd like to do, kind of thing. But luckily for me, all the promoters I deal with are great.
No, that's well said. I mean, it's well said from there. And Randy and I talk about this a lot. Randy works a lot with OSTPA, and Logan pulls with PPL. He lives in Kansas. I think the best promoters they come from pulling. They've been around. They know what they want. And they've been to a lot of different venues. And there's some places, Mike and Amanda, you're a fairgrounds, you get what you get. But it kind of sounds like you guys got to almost build your field of dreams. And I haven't been there. I've only seen some pictures. Was it just a field, or how did this all start, Mike?
Yeah, it was just on the home farm, which has been in my family name since 1901. And we just picked a piece of property and hauled clay in and started from there. And we just kept on expanding from, we have apparel buildings to announcers stand. It's up on stilts. It's air conditioning for the announcers. Yeah, our own scales. We put in our own truck platform scales. So, I mean, we put in a new platform this year to scale out. We're going to be, everybody's going to have to scale out at the poles. We planted another 5 acres of completely flat parking for all the haulers and everybody, expanded to more camping, more parking for the vendors and for the spectators. Every year, I mean, Grant, it is because of the sponsors that we can keep growing where we are. Everything that the sponsors gives us, I think they can see it goes right back into everything we do out there.
Yeah. Joey, do you have good pulling tracks out east?
I like to think that a lot of the tracks we go to are really good. I mean, some are in between, others aren't great. That's where you take your entry level stuff, but I like to think we got a lot of good tracks. I mean, definitely Weaklands is definitely one of our top 3 tracks. And like you said, I mean, having promoters that are pullers, I think sometimes the puller as a promoter is the best because you get to travel around the country going to other pulls. Like me, I'm young. I love traveling to other pulls, going and seeing NTPA, PPL, other people put on pulls and bringing those ideas back to your own events or your own track to be like, how can we make it better?
Yeah, no, that's well said. Well said. Amanda, what's been your biggest surprise this year? And how many years you guys been doing this? I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I might have asked, but I don't listen well. I'm not a good listener.
Oh, this is just my second
No,
year.
it's
Oh,
at
you
the
mean
track.
as far as
The track.
the
Promoters?
track venue?
Yeah.
Since 2020. So.
Oh, that's right. COVID. You said
yeah,
the COVID
yeah,
year.
COVID. Yep.
Perfect. What's been your biggest surprise this year so far?
Oh gosh. Probably throwing in the pro stock, super stock tractors, and we kind of threw those in last minute, and the response that we've gotten is incredible, and we are
Awesome.
super excited. That's just insane. The names that we're gonna have up here at our little old track is kind of crazy.
No, it's amazing. Joey's just got that little smirk on his face. I love it.
I think we would have had some more bigger names if we would have gotten it out just a hair sooner. With the end of the year being there, like the Enderley, some guys came back, didn't know about it right away, started tearing apart, and they're like, "Crap! If we would have knew, we would have been there."
No. Now, is that a class that you normally run with Pull Off Productions, Joey, or what are the?
Yeah, so like I run it a handful of times. Richard runs it a handful of times. It's a combo class. Out here on the east, we don't have a bunch of pro stocks like they do out west or in Ohio. Out here, our main pro stocks is Josh Martin with his two John Deeres, Chris Hoyt with the 2 cases, Russell Hildebrand with loose cannon, and then you got a mixture of the super stocks, and a lot of the super stocks will come down from New York and pull with it. We just play with the weights. The pro stocks weigh 10,000. The supers, depending on your turbo setup, you'll either weigh 8,000 pounds, or I think like some of them can weigh 9,000 pounds.
So, do the alkies or the diesels? How do you weight that up, or is it a hitch thing, or what do you do?
So hitches, they're all the same, all 20 across the board. The diesels, I want to say they're all at 8, and then the alcohols, we run them like Henry Everman will come down, and he'll usually run like I think 9,000 pounds.
Okay. No, that's gonna be fun. I'm a tractor guy, Amanda, so that caught my attention when you guys post that. And then I saw Colin Ross. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be huge. Is Waynesburg far from you guys at all?
Nah, you can be to Waynesburg in 2 hours.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
Yeah,
that is awesome.
Yeah.
Joey, how many events is this the last points event for you guys this year? Or?
So we got the 2 hooks at Weaklands, and then next weekend I go to the Buck for my last hook for just diesel trucks.
Okay, gotcha. Good stuff. Amanda, your first pulling memory.
Oh gosh. For myself, pulling, I guess, would be New Centerville, my very first pull out. So I never drove a stick in my life. So it was a train wreck trying to get up onto the track in New Centerville. But I did it, and we made it work, and I got to the end of the track, and I was super excited, and Mike came running up to the window and said, "Did you like it?" And I said, "Hell yeah, I loved it." So we knew I was hooked after that, because it was a shit show, and we still made it work anyway.
Oh, that's awesome. How about you, Mike? What's the first time you went down the track?
Oh, first time I went down the track would have been when we first brought it out, and it would have been just a kind of a brush pull for Listy Fire Company, and then we left there and went to Brookville. When I made that first pass on it after it just rolled out of the shop, and it felt really good and it set really good, I said, let's load her up. We're going to Brookville for the next night, and it just kind of, after that, it was a no-brainer whatever we were going to stay with, Yeah.
What encouraged you guys to be promoters? Was it COVID? You wanted to go pulling, or was the speed? I know you're talking about the speed people. That lady that ran around, did all those pulls. I met her once. How did this all, what was the main reason? I'm crazy enough, and I don't sleep enough. I want to be a promoter too.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that's I guess that's what a lot of people have asked me in the past is, when we're walking around, me and Mandy will put on miles and miles in a night, just walking around, keeping everything rolling, checking on everybody at the pool and that. People come up and say, why do you do it? You must make money at this. I says, no, I don't make money at this. We always say if we can break even at the end of the weekend, we're happy with paying everything, I tell everybody I like seeing everybody have fun.
Yep.
That's what it is. I sit back and look at the crowd that comes and the people that come and the kids that come that get to walk around and sit on the tractors and hang out with the pullers and that. I like just seeing other people have fun.
No, well said, and that's what it's all about. Joey, what's your why? Why do you do this?
I mean, I'm going to say everything. I mean, I'm the type of guy, I like being there early, helping with everything set up. I mean, honestly, my favorite thing is building the track because it's like one thing I don't have to think about. I can just sit there and do it myself and be like, at the end of the night, you get pullers that are like, dude, this was a hell of a track. And it's like, F yeah. And then, I don't know, I like the friendships that I create with all the pullers. Like, all the pullers I see, we all joke and get along, and I'm here to have fun. Everybody talks about, we want to be in your videos. Like, look at all these videos. We want to be on your Facebook or your TikTok and stuff like that. So it's just, to me, it's everything, having fun with everybody.
Yeah, I got your video guy. I got your video guy on Snapchat. That kid's good.
Yeah.
He is good. He is really good.
I want to bring the hype to pulling.
Yeah, the one you did for Make-A-Wish, and even Amanda commented about pulling on heartstrings or something like that. That was well done.
Yeah.
Well done. I like that a lot. Randy or Logan, you got any questions for these guys before we let them
Amanda, for you, are you guys pulling this weekend in addition to putting on a big event, or what are you guys doing with that?
Yeah, I mean, Mike won't pull this weekend because his tractor is still broken. But yes, I'll be pulling Saturday night in the 2-6 class.
Have you pulled at your home track before, Amanda?
Yeah, last year I did. Yeah.
How'd you do?
Third.
Yeah,
Second, third?
yeah, second or third. I don't remember. I didn't win. That's all I remember.
Well, they say the hardest one to win. We joke as announcers. We joke about that all the time. Is your hometown pull? So.
Yes, it's the hardest one to win for sure because you want it so bad.
I mean,
know?
we're going to have, I think I could be wrong. I mean, there's been years when Smoking Speed was here, we were up over 160 hooks a night, which was almost a lot, too much.
Yeah, you know, it's okay to say it. It's okay.
It's a long night for everybody, you know. I will say, and even our announcers even say, it don't matter if it's rain, shine, or the weather. I've had people sitting in snowmobile suits up here with campfires and watch till the last tractor goes down the track. Our crowd, they always said, is a little different.
They do
but
stay.
They stay. I think we're going to see some record number spectators because we're doing so much other stuff during the day on Saturday.
Yeah, it almost looks like a town festival when you read your flyer. It's wild.
So we actually have 2 sleds coming. I talked to the sled guy today. I got 2 sleds coming in. One sled's going to be weighted for the very next class. When the class is done, one sled's going to back off. The next sled's going to pull on. You know, that's 10, 15 minutes every time you do a sled change. So just to keep things rolling, to keep the crowd there. I mean, we have a band at night, so everybody wants to get over to the concert and that. So the weather looks nice. I think everything's going to go smooth.
I love it. I love it. Randy, you got anything before we let Joey and Mike and Amanda go?
No, just good luck, you guys. And it's great hearing what you're doing. And like I say, I do a lot here in Ohio, so I know exactly what I feel your pains. And congratulations to you for doing it. You know, kudos to you. Good luck. So
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Mandy, this is something we saw you guys just post, I think, in the last week or so. This bonus money buy-in. Can you? Who knows more about that? I don't care who it is. Talk about it quick.
Well, we decided. We've seen what RJ did out there. We figured let's try it. We made it that it's not mandatory. They don't have to do it. If they want to do it, they're more than welcome to do it. The guys that are running both nights, the guys and girls, both classes, both nights, we're going to run a combined distance. Don't mean you have to win first place the first night. You could be first the second night, but we're going to add the distances up, and the pot, we're going to divvy it up. And, you know, you get 20 trucks in a class at $1,000 a pop. Yeah. That's a pretty good chunk of change at the end of the night. Yes, like Mandy's class is going to run one night. The super farms are running one night, so they can buy in their purse a little bit less, but we're just going to do, you know, it's going to be whoever's in first place. Jeremy Yeager and Joey and Mandy and I kind of thought about doing it, and there was already last fall when Van Hazley and all those guys were in here. They did a little side betting in the pits themselves, so we figured we're going to try it, you know, this year.
That's cool. That is cool. Well, Joey, good job. Pull-off Productions, you do a great job. I got to get to one of your polls. I will soon. I think maybe we'll grab you with us some weekend. You have a weekend off, and you come hang out with us too. Be a lot of fun to do that. So we'll bring you out west.
Thank you.
We'll bring you out west. Maybe we'll.
I haven't been past Indiana to see anything out west yet. So
Well, what do you got going on? When's Texas? 17th and 18th of October? Do you have anything going on that weekend, Joey?
I don't know. I'll have to check my schedule.
Maybe we'll take you to Lufkin to an outlaw pull or something like that.
I'd like to get out to Outlaw one of these days.
That Lufkin event, it's a big fundraiser for veteran suicide. They have semi-drag races during the day, then they have the outlaw pull at night. It's a lot of fun. So, well, Mike and Amanda, good luck with sleep this week.
Yeah.
And lots of energy drinks. Joey, thanks for coming on tonight. We appreciate you guys. And Kenzie, when are you landing?
About noon on Friday.
So she's going to be out there with Shane, and they're going to be doing some social. And I know you got a bunch of people coming out. And yes, we're streaming it, but everybody can come do their normal social media thing. So do not worry. Do not worry. Let's put a big spotlight. And if you are going to go and take pictures and videos this week, don't just do it after the event. Help the promoters out and post it pre-event as well. That's what really helps the promoters because they're the one taking the chance and spending all the money. So we appreciate you, Mike and Amanda. Thank you for being the promoters. It's a lot of work, but it's very fulfilling, like you said, if things go well. So
Yes.
Thank
Joey,
you guys
thank
for
you.
having us on. We appreciate it.
Oh,
Yes,
we're
thank
pumped. We're pumped.
I'm
Kenzie's
so excited.
been talking about this like all summer long. So it's all good.
We'll see you soon, Kenzie.
Yeah, see ya. Good luck.
Thanks, Joey.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Mike.
Yep. Thank you.
Yep,
Good night,
guys.
Sorry.
We got Bert and makeup.
Yes.
We're going to Boonville, North Carolina next. Randy, are you still awake?
Absolutely.
What are you thinking so far tonight, buddy? What's going through your mind?
I'm thinking I thought I knew a lot of people in the polling world, but I didn't. I've heard of these people, but I've never talked to any of them that we've had on tonight, which is exciting to me. So it gives me a reason to get out and go more places, as if that's even possible.
Part of it makes me feel bad because I talk too much. But because I want you on here because you got good stories, and Logan always has our first guest come on. Obviously, every promoter we're having on tonight that we're streaming this weekend, Full Pull Live. We have 4 streams this weekend.
No, that's exciting.
For October, dude, that's pretty legit.
Absolutely.
Feels like July.
Yeah, for
Feels
sure.
like July. So Boonville, North Carolina, we love Bert Forbes. He's been working with us the last couple of years. Bert's in the video board business now. He can talk about that a little bit. And I'll be honest, Bert told me who he was bringing on. But Boonville, North Carolina, the Brown Mule 300. Everything's about the mules out there.
Yeah, it is.
When we went to Benson, it was the Mule City 300, right?
Mule. Yep.
Mule City 300, and then now I think Bert, they call this the Brown Mule. So I'm going to have you play their commercial. Again, this isn't maybe actually vehicles that are going to be there, but we just whipped up a promo video because that's all I had. So. Bert,
what's happening?
Bert looks like he's in like a NASA, like he's getting ready to launch.
No, hey, hold on. Cat's ass. Yeah.
Oh, you got the cat's ass shirt on. I think you did that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And then who's your guest there?
Chris. I got Chris. He's gonna be the guy announcing this weekend with the Brown Mule 300. That is a big benefit for Mark Smitherman, and he's good friends with Mark. I've known Mark for a couple of years now, and he's probably one of the nicest guys. Anytime you need some help or anything, he'll just come by and just talk to you for a few minutes. He's one of the coolest people I think I've met. We're going to interview him this weekend when we get out there on Saturday morning. Definitely want to talk to him a little bit because this is all about him. He's battling cancer right now. So one of the things with this is all a benefit for him. If any of y'all have experienced cancer, any kind of sickness like that, y'all know how expensive it can be. I mean, it's just tremendous about, the cost of everything. So, this benefit pool here, all the proceeds go directly to Mark on this. And, you're going to see your Pro Farms. And I'm from the Carolinas, so the Pro Farms is a big class. And Jason, you remember Zachy, as you would say it, Bissett.
Zachy Bissette.
Yeah,
that's how he would say it. He's French.
So
He's French.
You're gonna have some of the top Pro Farm guys there, no doubt about it. We got light pros running this weekend. Pro Street Diesels, which is the 2.6 diesel class. Pro Stock 4-wheel drives, which is the class Mark said, which is a very, very tough class with some of those trucks. It's normally only a couple of feet between all 8 or 9 of those trucks. Hot Street Gas, that's another good class to watch. And what I love about this show is this kind of, and this is just me. I've been around pulling for ever since I was, 30, 40 years ago, I guess, when I was a little youngin'. This starts out with like the antique tractors, the Detroit class. They got an open 4-wheel drive and basically that 8500 street diesel. So, this is kind of shows you where pulling all started and where it kind of goes. And Chris, you can tell us a little bit more because Yadkin Valley has been around for a while. I've been in pulling for a long time, and I would see flyers or talk to people that have been to a Yadkin Valley pull, and talk a little bit about what y'all have going on there.
So Yadkin Valley Pullers started probably about right at 10 years ago. We originally started in East Bend, and it ran for about 20 years, and it started with antique tractors. And of course, sometimes that goes in cycles, and it had kind of died down. And some cousins of mine, we got to put on some diesel truck pulls, get into some hotter, faster stuff, and it just kind of outgrew this community. And some guys from Boonville moved it to there, and that's when Yadkin Valley Pullers originated. Like I said, that was about 10 years ago, and they do a monthly antique tractors, and some of them, somewhat stock. Y'all know how the word stock is used in tractor pulling.
You're a cheater.
They have some hot stuff, and so they do that once a month, and also lawnmowers, and that's carried into unbelievable. You take what started as a 25 horsepower lawnmower, now it puts out 95 horsepower. And mini rods, and then we normally do 2 of these kind of shows a year, and so one's been added this year for Mark. One of his nicknames is Smiley because he's always smiling, and even today, he's in a battle. He's in a serious battle with cancer, and I'm blessed. I get to see him every Sunday at church, and I usually see him 3 or 4 times a week at breakfast. And still, I always got that great positive personality. It's amazing, really, just to talk with him and see how upbeat he is. He's about to get his tobacco crop in, and this week he's talking about pulling. Of course, everybody in the community here is talking about pulling this weekend because everybody knows and loves Mark. And you got to think, he has been pulling. I know a little over 40 years. I'm only 52. And I know when I was somewhere about 10 or 12, I can remember that far back. I remember him pulling then, and he may have been pulling before that. A lot of times on the track, I reference to him when the brown mule, that's the name of his truck. When it comes up, I've been watching him pull since I was knee high to a grasshopper. And so there's a lot of excitement for this weekend. I'm getting excited just thinking about it, and I'm certainly looking forward to it. And I'm looking for it'll be a big show.
Well, it's going to be fun. I like it because Bert's bringing us some events, like to Randy's point, I haven't heard of before. And I started the Yadkin Valley Pullers. You guys, how many pulls do you have a year? A bunch.
Yeah, so we do one pull. We run normally April through October. We do one pull a month. As far as Friday nights will be lawnmowers and mini rods, and Saturdays will be antique tractors. And then we normally do 2 of these type of pulls with the, as far as the hot farms and light pros and all the truck classes. We normally just do 2 of those a year. But this year we throwed an extra one in for Mark.
I like it. Like will Beasley's be coming, Bert, like the light pros that I'm used to?
Yeah, the Beasleys, Perry Walters, James Van Hoy, all the normal North Carolina guys are planning to be there. I think there's 1 or 2 that are working on some things. Everybody, we talk about the Brown Mule 300 coming up, but, a lot of pulling starts slowing down all over the rest of the nation. Here in the South, man, we're just getting heated up. I mean, we're going Brown Mule. Then we got a pull the following weekend, the TMP Power Pull. And then we go into the State Fair. And then we round out in November pulling here. So, we're pulling up to when you guys are already getting snow. So there's still a ton of pulling left.
Bert, it's still 80. Bert, it's still 80 here. Don't jinx it, buddy.
Oh, don't
Yeah.
I don't know. We had 94, 95 the other day. So it's that's one thing about, and what I love about this poll here. This is all about Mark, somebody who's given to the sport. Like you said, he's been in the sport 40 or more years. But to tell you how good this track is, if you're not going up to the Weaklands this weekend and you're somewhere down south and you want a power track to hook on, or maybe you want to do some testing and tuning for those final hooks of the year, just get up with us. We'll gladly find you a spot if you want to do some testing and tuning. Because let me tell you, Justin Sturdivant, I don't know if you remember him, Jason.
Yeah.
He broke an axle on that track at the pool earlier this year. I mean, just snapped it.
He's really tall, right, Justin?
Yeah, he's a real tall, skinny guy.
Yep.
Yeah. He doesn't like to talk on a microphone either.
Yep.
Yeah.
I remember him well then. Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, so this is a power track, no doubt about it. And I've got a video actually I sent to you a while ago, but evidently you didn't get
on Messenger.
No, email.
Oh,
check your email. Yeah, I sent it to you about an hour ago.
Yeah, you know me, Bert. I live my life an hour. I live my life an hour behind, so it's all good.
Yeah, it's okay.
We just call those time zones, Jason.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
our first guest tonight was Shane Kellogg, Bert, and he, he's in Ohio, so 8:30 Eastern, and Logan said just come on at 7:30, and I got out to the office and I said, how long has Shane been on? Oh, since about 6:30. So he's just sitting in the combine doing beans, the grand national champion, just doing beans, waiting for us to come on our podcast.
Well, you said get on here at 8:50, and then I was like, hold on a second. That's like you must be talking about Central Time. We're talking 9:50. So but I understand it. But that's one thing about it. I'm just excited about this pool, and like I said, we got a ton of pooling left here in the South, and I got to go out with you guys to do some events out in Ohio. I did some stuff with you last year, and I had a blast. But I'm looking forward to this weekend primarily because this right here, a lot of these guys are coming in to test and tune. They're gonna start turning the wrenches because points championships will be decided UPOC and Carolina Truck and Tractor Pullers. So I know of 4 guys right now that are coming. All they're gonna do is turn the wrenches up to see how much and get that thing dialed in because this is a power track. And when you see that video, you'll see why it's a power track.
Which email address, Bert? I'm sorry.
Hang on. You got me all distracted.
Randy, will you say something? I'm looking for an email. So.
He's looking for an email. That's exciting. Yeah.
You know what? I'll send it to you again. How about that?
There you go.
That's the easy thing to do. Give me a second.
Jason must have too many emails. That's what it's about. What do you think about that, Chris?
Say it again.
I said, how many years have you been involved in this in the event there?
Well, I was there at the start of Yakin Valley Pullers, and I was at the start of East Bend Pulling, so that's 30-some years.
So you've been involved in it a long time. That's good. That's good. That's good to hear.
And he said, Bert was right about our track. So I'm going to be honest with you. I used to travel up and down the East Coast announcing a lot of these pulls.
Where have y'all been, Chris?
Yeah.
Do what?
Brag about it a little bit. Where have y'all announced?
I've been from Atlanta Motor Speedway, some places in South Carolina, all over North Carolina, Virginia, and a little bit in Tennessee.
Have you ever pulled, Chris, or have you just been just the announcer?
I've pulled a lot. I started out with an M Farmall.
Got it.
And then later the lawnmowers and mini rods and a couple of times up in Virginia, some guys was pretty cool and let me pull their trucks because I'd never bought me a pulling truck. We'll have, look, we are known for having a phenomenal track, but now you got to bring your horsepower, baby. This thing is red clay, and she's going to be laid in there, and it's going to be just the right dampness. You're going to be on top of your game.
I like that. Well, I mean, what good to have all the horsepower, Randy, if you can't use it? You know what I'm saying?
That's right. Absolutely. Yeah, you'll probably see a few people that try that real proud gear, huh? And then quit about 30 feet and try it all over again.
The heavenly gear.
Yeah.
The heavenly gear?
Yeah. The heavenly gear. Okay, there it is. All right.
Bert and I are having our own little podcast.
Yeah, we're having our own little podcast. I'm trying to find I've had so many videos recorded so much over the last 5 years.
I told Logan we need some new segments. I didn't know we were going to do a podcast in the podcast. So
there you go.
Podcast in the podcast.
Absolutely.
Put it?
If it weren't for distracting Bert so much from this work that he's getting done, what's the relationship here with Kevin Dick and the Cats Sass?
I met Kevin in Fort Recovery last year. I was doing some stuff with football, and me and him just kind of got talking and stuff like that. And my daughter saw this shirt, and he had some that he was selling for like $20. And my daughter saw that shirt, and she's like, "Dad, can I get that shirt?" I was like, "That's going to be a little too big for you, honey." She's like, "Well, as long as you wear it, it's okay because you look cool in that." And so I'm like, "Okay, whatever my 7-year-old says, I'll do." I mean,
And I would say, Bert, that's not something Bert hears a lot. That he looks cool in anything. I just want to. No, Bert's my friend, so we pick on each other all the time.
yeah, I'm going to miss you at the state fair this year. Nobody to get me any donut bacon cheeseburgers from
We had a
Krispy
Krispy Kreme bacon cheeseburger at the fair, and that's why I'm fat. I'm not gonna. I actually said that.
That's actually your fault. Yeah, for getting.
Hey,
that.
Chris, driving a mini rod. Did you ever flip one on its lid?
No.
No.
What mini rod classes were you pulling back east there?
So we run a lot of 4-cylinder, and we run some V8. I ran 4 cylinders, and then I wanted to be different, so I had one with a Mazda rotary engine, with a supercharger on top, and that was a fun beast.
Where's that tractor at now?
The last time I heard of that tractor, it was somewhere in the middle of the country. I sold it to a gentleman in Indiana.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Chris, how did you get your start? So you said you started with an antique. Was it your dad or your grandpa, or what got you going?
It was just it was really popular here in the community. Probably who got me started was my cousin Barry, and so I started with an M Farmall that was pretty much stock, and then of course you can't leave one stock, you got to build it. So bigger pistons, pop top pistons, one thing and another, and then I was young, and somebody told me just a little bit of information about nitromethane. And I can tell you this, it was horsepower in a bottle, but now it will knock the life out of your engine.
Yeah, they don't really allow that anymore, I don't think. We had a few 4-wheel drive guys back in the day that used to try that nitromethane, and normally what happened then was what we would call a Waffle House. It was scattered, smothered, and covered. So
I guess that's a polite way to put it, huh?
Yeah.
of pitching the rods. So
yeah, that's
well, you got the Dairy
Jeep.
Queen and the Waffle House. So
Yeah. But that's one thing about pulling down here. We run on different tracks, and you were talking about no doubt this track is a power track. We go to some tracks down here that are really sandy, and you're like, man, you can never hook on that stuff. Well, let me tell you something about wet sand, guys. That stuff will load the mess out of a big tire. I mean, we got super stocks that it will load them so hard they got to go to lower gears just to make them hook or make them work. So, Schultz, I tried to email it, and then I just sent it to you on Messenger. Did you ever get it?
It's the promo video, right?
Yeah.
Yep, we're going to play it.
There was one thing I forgot to put in there, but I need to do that. I'll fix that when I put it on football tonight.
All right,
So,
here we go. Yeah, I think the biggest thing I learned about red clay is I never thought it could be a good track until I went to Georgia, Bert, to Diesels and Dark Corners, and I'm like, okay, you can build a power track out of this stuff, but you don't know any better from when you're from the Midwest.
Well, and it kind of depends on how much silt it has in it, and silt is like the little shiny stuff. So if it's got a ton of silt in it and it gets water on it, it turns greasy. Like you couldn't hook to it with any. I used to drive a modified tractor called One to Go, Wildfire.
It was a turbine, right?
It was a turbine, right? And so where everybody else, the blower motors would struggle, they'd get on that red clay with that high silt content. They couldn't get into it. Well, I would just stick that turbine in airplane gear and wait for it to hook up. You know, a little weight, get on the back tires. They just pick it up and tote it, you know, all day long. So that's one thing. But this track does not have a high silt content. So the tighter you pack it, the harder it hooks. There's no doubt about it. We pulled it earlier in the year with Carolina, and that was just it. I hadn't seen a good power track like that in a while. I'll put it to you that way.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Matt sent me a video here. We'll play here in a second when I get it uploaded of that tractor that broke the. Who broke? Is that Sturt event?
Yeah.
Axle?
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I got that one too.
Okay. Yeah, Matt just sent it over. We'll get that played up. Chris, what's it like hanging out with Bert? Tell me the truth.
Hey, I didn't. You want to know the truth? I hadn't even talked to him until tonight.
Really?
I didn't actually get a. I finally got a phone call this afternoon, and he texted me. He's like, or called me. He's like, "Hey, I was supposed to get in touch with you, Chris. Tell him when you thought you were supposed to be on here."
This coming Friday.
Communication is key, no doubt.
Anybody who works with me knows that you just wait. Randy gets a text message about 2 minutes before the show
From
Kenzie. And then
Yeah.
I said I was going to be out here at 6 Central. I rolled in about 7:08. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. I'm not at the bar. I promise you that. I'm actually working somewhere. So
Absolutely.
let's set this video up. That was Sturt Events Tractor work. This was at Yadkin, Bert?
Yeah, this was it. Yeah, this was there.
Okay, here we go. Hey, Bert, when the video's playing, you can't talk. Or you can talk, but you're talking to yourself. Just a heads up on that.
Okay, thanks.
Just want to save you a minute 3 of story time. So. Love you, buddy.
So it basically just snapped the axle off. But if you saw the pre-point of that, and I could have sent you that earlier, that run, that tractor was hopping really bad. That's a new sled, and so they've been working on dialing some things in. And a lot of the pullers are adjusting to it, you know, because you get a new sled in there, you know, it's going to hook different. The pan's longer, the way the bars are set up. And some of the tractors were having a little hop going down the track. And about the 5th hop is when it snapped that axle off on them. So
hopping's usually good for videos and pictures, but it's not good for the puller.
No, not at all.
The highlight reel, that's all that's good for.
Yep, exactly.
But so yeah, look forward to this weekend is going to be a great show. We're going to be in Boonville, and you know we talked about the Light Pros, the Detroit tractors. That's one of my favorite ones. I watched some of those earlier this year.
Talk about needing earplugs.
Needing earplugs, yeah, you'll need some
for the Detroit. Heck yeah.
Well, here's the other thing too. We go in there. You got plenty of smoke, so you don't have to worry about bugs. We're going to make plenty of noise. And I know somebody's going to throw some parts. So nobody watches a NASCAR race to watch 500 laps. We want to watch. We don't want to see anybody blow it up, but if somebody blows it up, it'll make it a little more exciting.
I have kicked pistons off the track. It has happened.
Yeah, we've had pistons go through our merchandise tent too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the crank.
And the crank. Yeah, the crank. Yeah, or was it the cam? I don't remember.
Oh, the cam.
I think it was the
Sorry.
cam.
Well, I got a better story, Jason. Have you ever seen a blow up screw up a big TV board?
Oh no.
That's what happened. That's what happened to me in Lumberton. So y'all were asking me to replay it over and over again. I tried to replay it in Lumberton with the big explosion with Andy Dutton.
Yeah.
When I tried to replay it, it literally tripped every safety precaution on the scoreboard, on my computer, on everything. Like it shut everything down. And you're like, PK's texting me. He's like, replay it. I said, I can't do anything. So
it's gonna break all my stuff.
Well, the explosion was so bright. I was basically behind the scoreboard, and the light from the explosion just lit up underneath the tent and behind the scoreboard. That's how bright it was. So, yeah, that'd be a good highlight reel for y'all at the end of the season.
Yeah.
So,
Boonville, Chris, what's that close to for towns that like? I know where Lumberton is and Raleigh and Charlotte. Chris, help me. Where's Boonville?
So it'd be 2 hours north of Charlotte.
Okay. Good deal. Good deal. And you guys obviously pack in nice crowds there, Bert?
Yeah, I'm not sure what the final count was earlier this year, but I remember it. Yeah, that was one of the bigger crowds y'all had in a while. There was well over 2,000 people there, and that's one of the things is what we're trying to do is just build these crowds up. A lot of people don't know this stuff goes on, and we just got to get it out there. And that's just like Let's Grow Pulling podcast.
Yeah.
That's the whole benefit of it right there is to see what's actually going on behind the scenes and promote the sport.
Well, that's what makes it fun. Well, Chris, thanks for coming on 5 days early. We appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, absolutely.
And thanks for being Bert's friend. Bert gets money from the state. His wife does to keep him around. I just want to put that out there. So the check comes. It's almost the first, Bert. She's going to like you again in a couple days.
That's right. So
Awesome.
I appreciate you letting us come on here, and we'll definitely be
anytime,
at you later.
Anytime. Thanks, Bert. Thanks, Chris.
Thank you.
Good luck. Have a great weekend.
Thank y'all.
What a show.
Yeah.
Four live streams this weekend on Full Pull Live. We were in Woodbury last week. Randy, I want you to start getting a guest a week if you can. I know you're busy farming and pulling.
Yeah,
and trucking,
absolutely.
but bring on a puller. Logan's bringing on a guest. Promotion-wise, it's going to start slowing down because it is starting to slow down. We don't really have anything lined up for the 10th and 11th yet. This Friday night, we got Weaklands. And where else we got to be? Crossville. And then Saturday is the 4.
Saturday is 4.
Yeah, we got Crossville, Weaklands, E-Town, and Boonville, where Bert's going to be. So
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So tell me how did your weekend go?
Oh, it was great
with the Fosters.
Foster's Pool. So this is our second year, Ken's.
Yep.
We went down there last year and they kind of fought rain all night. Leslie talked about that on Monday night. And it was, Monday's Lancaster. I forgot about that, Chris. Yeah, Monday night's Lancaster. We'll be in Lancaster, Ohio for Region 2 on Monday night. Logan, you and Randy got the podcast by yourself next Monday. I hope that's okay.
Works for me.
I should tell you that now. So start lining up guests, buddy.
Got it.
Randy, you can get some people, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I'll get a link set out for you guys earlier than later, I promise. But no, Mid-South is a great organization. It's not quite as big as OSTPA, Randy, but it's big. It's part of PPL. Foster's. We started out with Light Supers, Larry Phillips, and it was a beautiful night, guys. Beautiful weather. Awesome. They had some rain earlier in the week. The track was a bit of a challenge. It was softer in spots than they wanted, but you know what it's like when you get rain Tuesday and Wednesday and you don't get enough time to get it ready.
Yep.
But it was packed. I would say there was 3,000 plus people there. Light Supers were first. Larry Phillips ran one out there. And then two-wheel drives were next. Larry Doughtit, Papa Bear won. And the third class was a little modified shootout. It was between Wayne Bunnage and Chase Richardson. That was the first time Chase pulled tag team at 7,400 pounds. And the front end clearly showed it. It was too heavy on the nose, and Bunnage he pounded it on him out there at 370 something. I think Chase was 350 or 360.
Yeah.
Something like that. 340. I don't remember. Yeah. But Wayne put it out there, so that was good. And then we ran 5.0 Pros. And the Kane tractors had a bad weekend. The Red Gambler and Aces Wild. Ryan Kane drove the Pro Stock for the first time. So he drove Aces Wild. And I was running the Starlink camera. Shane Hunt ran it most of the night, but I ran it just for that one. And when people are talking, like when Jeff Hurt's talking, Randy, you see us get that microphone in there?
Oh, yeah.
People inside the trailer are cranking up the volume. And I heard him because he didn't get off the line the first time. Yeah. And I'm not making fun of it because when you're sitting on a tractor at 3,000 RPMs, you got to get to 5 or 6. At 3,000, it sounds like you're going to the moon.
Yeah.
He got his little fireball, and his dad goes, "No, the big fireball." And then Ryan goes, "It was." He goes, "No, it wasn't. I was watching." It was classic. And then he got it off the line and then kicked the rod out the side of it down there at the end of the tracks or a block. It wasn't good. And then the Red Gambler threw oil all over Shane Hunt. It was the Kane tractors did not have a good night. But Logan and Randy, he let the Super Farms jump in there in the 4-1s because there wasn't Jeff Parker won it. Okay. There was 3 legit 5.0s. Yeah, I think.
Wild, Parker,
and both Kane tractors.
Yes.
Jeff Parker. I hope I'm not
Aces Wild, yeah.
Aces Wild, yep. And then we went to light limited super stocks. And who won? Bruiser, Filiatro.
Oh, yeah.
It's an Alki tractor. And then they brought in some like 12.5 farm stock tractors, guys, from the local FFA, 10 or 12 of them, and that was a hoot. A couple had cabs and stuff like that, so it was a lot of fun. So,
well, that's good. We had go ahead, Logan.
No, I had a pretty calm weekend. I sat down there at the lake for once, not doing anything, and watched some full pull live there, and kept in on the Woodbury event, and that was a good run event down there.
Yeah, it was. They know what they're doing. Fosters are pullers. They got barbed wire and hot wired, and Steve, their dad, and Ethan and Wes, 2-wheel drive pullers.
They made some good runs with those 2 trucks too.
Yeah. Randy, you had a busy weekend. Was that all Coshocton? Was that both nights?
Yep, all in Coshocton both nights. They finished up the regular season on Friday night. Crowned all the champions were finished up, and then Saturday night they did the finale for the first time. We had 55 vehicles, the top 5 in 11 classes, and they in Coshocton County Ag Society they did a good job because they had some rain on Thursday and quite a bit of rain, and the track was a little trying on Friday night, but it came around on Saturday night. It was good, and so yeah, we ran them through pretty quick, and everyone was excited. It was the first time for us doing things like that. So the finale, so it was good. It was exciting.
Were there any big surprises, Randy? Like people who won on Saturday night, like they weren't the points champion, but they got the win there, kind of like the Enderley.
Well, no, not because all of our top 3 points. The top 3 tractors and about all the points were all pretty close, and they're all good tractors, good trucks, and they were all finished about the same, right in there. Like maybe the second or third place ones they won, but there was a couple of them that won the points on Friday night. Then they won again on Saturday night, and then they pitched the rod out doing it. But they were pretty excited about that. Some of them guys were. The hometown guy won the points in the diesel truck class. And then he won Saturday night, and then I think they pitched a rod out of it. But yeah, he was pretty excited about that.
Who was that?
Oh, that was I shouldn't have said it because now I say it too fast.
Is it Digging Deeper?
No, that wasn't Dustin. It was can't think of it now. Well, we'll talk about something else, and it'll come around to it. I'll think of it later. But yeah, he's a good guy. Cliff Carnes. So
okay.
Yeah.
Well, Doug's here.
Carnage.
Come on in, Doug. Doug just got home, guys.
Oh,
Randy.
Hey, Doug, how are you? Great. Nope, it's been fun. It's been a kind of a long year, but it's been fun. Boy, we've had a lot of excitement in Ohio. So, and there's going to be some more coming for sure. More things coming from us out here for sure.
Good
and
deal.
yeah, I ran the sled on Saturday night for the finale for the top 5. Again, so I'm learning more and more about it. So it's a lot of fun, that's for sure. Like I say, you get excited when you're Logan and Jason, when you drive one vehicle, you get yourself kind of revved up for it. And then there's the sled operator. You don't get to relax because there's 8 or 10 more behind you. So the next day, I'm not gonna lie to you, I was pretty sore the first time. The next day after I ran it, because you get yourself revved up 10 or 12 times in that cab, and it gets to me a little bit, So
yep,
for sure. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun for sure. But yeah, we'll have to use. Are you sure that region hook is this? It's not this Monday. It's a week from Monday.
Yeah.
Isn't
No,
it?
it is just coming Monday, October 6th.
Yeah, it's a week. Yeah, a week from today. Got it.
Yep.
Absolutely. And
So Logan, you line up a guest, and you bring your. Well, no, Randy, you bring yours on first because you're out Eastern.
Okay, got it. Yeah, we'll figure it out. I need to get your phone number, Logan, and we can talk this week and come up with a plan.
Okay.
So,
Yep.
Phone numbers.
I know I have Randy's for sure.
I'll start a group text.
Okay.
Got it.
We'll get that
Yeah.
going.
Yeah, and then we can get that going. We can come up with some kind of a plan. We know what we're going to change, right?
Yeah.
You can fire us all. It can be Logan and Randy's show. It's all good forever.
Nah, we wouldn't want
We've been
that.
doing this since 20. It's been over 10 years. I
Yeah,
think 2013 or 2012 we started the podcast.
it's exciting.
We had quite a few episodes, so I like every Monday, Monday. And then we started the Badger State one down and dirty. We started that on Monday nights. Started the Outlawed live with Ron Stone. We started the West Coast Pullers. Started MLM Motorsports. So Kenzie,
the Badger State one. That's with Elsing, right?
yep, they do theirs at 7 Central. We used to start at 8, but we started getting so darn long, and then Kenzie hated me on Tuesdays more than normal. So I said, let's move up a half an hour earlier. But we're trying to normally be done by 9-ish or so, or 10 Eastern. But with us having 4 live streams, I want to give everybody
absolutely
a chance to get on tonight. And it's good. All these polls, I mean, when you're a promoter, it's your one time a year to shine, Randy. And Logan, you guys know the drill. So.
Absolutely. And there's a lot of truth to that. When we kind of laugh about it, that every puller should put on an event at least once or twice. That way they really know what it takes to have a good show and feel the pains or the trials and tribulations of it. Because we've been doing it. We did it about 28 years there at the county fair, and it was tough. It was tough a few years, that's for sure. You learn a lot every year anyhow. I know that. So
no, it's a good deal. Well, cool. Let's wrap it up. Logan, you got anything left?
That's all I got. I think we had an all-around really good show and brought on a lot of really cool people.
Logan, what'd you learn tonight?
There's time zones. There's more than one time zone in the United States, and I guess we need to venture out a little bit more and figure that out.
Well, it's funny. When I go down to Kentucky, Chase lives in Elizabethtown. That's Eastern time zone. Then the farm where all the stuff is in the Central time zone. So that you want to talk about messing with somebody? That's only a 30-minute drive too, and that messes with me hard.
I don't know if I could do that day in and day out.
I wait for my phone to switch over.
No, people I wouldn't have talked to anyway else. This is how you do it. So.
Yeah, that's exciting. Yeah, I didn't think about E-Town being in a different time zone than the farm down there. So so it's. Oh, all right, sounds good.
Well, Randy, thanks for coming on every Monday. We appreciate you, Logan. But yeah, I'm gonna start a group text right now for you guys. Hey, if you know anybody you want on next week, let Randy and Logan know. It's a free for all. Let's get after it. So.
Absolutely, sounds great. Great seeing you guys. Have a great week. Be safe.
Yeah, awesome having you.
Today. Let's talk about today.
Compare national state level, you have to run non-sales, wholesale.
Is like 9,000.
The only mistake I made, I didn't put her in a registration booth with the
just this ever-evolving story.